All right, hey, it's Greg again. And so the last time I was trying the car, get my thumb out of the way there. Whoops, out of the way. With the DeLorean. The DeLorean. I want to start because I thought there was a fuel pump in the tank and there wasn't after I pulled the other fuel pump out. So I went to go put a mechanical fuel pump on. Now this is running, like I showed earlier, a Chevy 350. And as some of you may know, Chevy 350 has a place on the engine for a mechanical fuel pump. However, it turns out later model 350s, even though they have the place for the mechanical fuel pump, there's not a hole bored in the engine for the push rod, which I discovered after buying the pump and the push rod and everything else, taking the cover off for the fuel pump and going to put the push rod in, and there was no hole. So what I ended up doing was I ended up buying a new fuel pump like the one I had before, an updated version of it, and replaced one of the heavy duty relays, which might be the culprit for the electrical problem. So I'm going to show you where I put the new fuel pump in and the new relay, and we're going to try and start it up. Alright, as you can see, there's a new, nice, shiny Carter fuel pump, which fits in the same exact place as my old fuel pump was. That was an inline pump that the original owner did when they did the conversion. It's all hooked up to power. Fuse in the line there seems good. We'll go inside the cockpit of the car, or cabin for you car drivers, and us time machine owners call it a cockpit. Anyway, we'll go in there and take a look and see what's going on. Okay, there's a relay compartment. The shiny new relay and the RPM relay, which is a newer one, in place. I think all the fuses are good. I've gone through and checked all of them that I should. The only issue might be that RPM relay, the brown one over there that I put in recently. I'm hoping not. If it is, then we'll just switch that out again. Okay. Okay, we're ready to try this again. Hopefully the pump comes on this time. We have power. I hear the pump. Now, briefly, I did hear the pump go over there, but I don't know why it's not coming on and staying on. So let's try a different RPM relay. Okay, switch out the RPM relay. I heard the pump coming on. Okay, so the pump's not getting power to it. When I jumper it, it does work. I don't know. Okay, coming back later. Okay, so we were trying the with the new pump, and that wasn't working. And so, well, it was a new pump, and that would come on briefly, and I probably guessed, well, I guessed, do I put a new relay in, and it still wasn't working. And with the RPM relay, it'd come on just for a split second and the pump would shut off. So I kind of looked at the circuits and figured it was getting a signal from the ignition line to tell the RPM relay to come on, and something at that point wasn't working. So what I did was I connected a wire from the main relay directly to pin 30 on the where the RPM relay is, and I'll have to figure out where that line actually goes to, and then maybe eventually run from ignition right to that, and that should take care of it. So I'm going to show you what that looks like real quick, and we'll see if it'll start up. Okay, so here's my cable. Originally, when I would jumper from 30 or 87 to 30, or 30 to 87, 30 to 87, which is like that to that, the pump would run all the time, even with the ignition off. But this guy comes off of the main line, off the ignition line right down here. And I'm thinking, well, if it's getting an ignition signal to tell the relay to turn on, why not just bypass the goofy relay? So I did, And let's see what happens. Actually, what it is, when you turn the key, it should come right on. So let's give that a try. So we're gonna come over here, turn it on. We have power. The pump. Is the pump running? Here we go. And we have. That's a good sound. I hear the engine running. And now I have power. Now I gotta just, the next thing is fix the ground, which I think is why the starter's not always starting. And if it's not the ground, then it's time for a new starter. And there you have, it's running. My Delorean runs again. I'm so happy. So now it's just a case of getting the starter to always come on, so I don't have to bump start the car or wait for the starter to want to work. And again, that might be the ground to the starter, from the frame or from the battery to the engine, where the starter's mounted. It might be just bad ground. Because you can hear the start going click, click sometimes, like it wants to start. I do that a lot with my beard since I've grown one. It's like, I wonder, could it be this? Or could it be this? But I figured it out. It's like building a robot. Well, kind of like building a robot. You just got to kind of work your way through the problems and figure out one by one what's working and what's not. It sounds awesome. It's a 350, like I said. Oh, see, you hear that? The nice thrum. That's what a time machine needs to sound like. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for your time and watching this stupid video with boring old me. And I'll be putting the camera up sometime soon to take it when I take it for a spin. And you guys see what it's like driving a DeLorean without being in a DeLorean. Oh, it'd be cool in like 360 with the stereo camera, so you feel like you're in a DeLorean VR. You have to do that. All right, bye everyone, and have a good rest of the day or night or weekend or whatever you're doing. And